Hey folks, welcome back to the channel.
Hello.
So, today I'm making an axolotl.
An axolotl?
It's an axolotl, but I invented a thing.
You did a thing.
I did a thing.
Okay.
I'm making a draxolotl.
A draxolotl?
A draxolotl. So, I got this. We actually made this before we did the axolotl collaboration. So this is a brand new mould, never used before. And I wanted to put wings on it, turn it into a dragon.
Dragon-axolotl.
And if you take dragon and axolotl, you get draxolotl.
Wow.
Isn't that the coolest thing?
I tell you.
I know. So I mixed up some resin.
Good start.
It's always a good start when you're a resin channel. And I mixed in a tiny bit of some interference powder.
Yeah.
And then I filled the horns. Now, I use these pipette things. And these pipettes and me, we are not friends. They are, I mean, they're so easy to use, but I really struggle with them.
You just did air quotes then.
I know.
Yeah. And nobody can see that.
Well, you saw it.
I did.
Well, then, maybe I just did them for your benefit. But I digress. I really struggle. So the principle behind the pipette is you put it in the resin, holding the balloony bit, and then let go when it's in where you want it to be. And for reasons unknown, it just doesn't like doing it for me. So it took a while, if I'm honest.
It did, yeah, because there was about 4 hours of video that I had to cut out.
There was.
Just doing that.
Just for clarity, the resin that I was using to do the horns was UV resin. It wasn't two-part.
Yeah.
It was standard UV. UV. So once I sort of made the horns nice and hard, I then used 2-part epoxy, and I put a tiny little layer in the axolotl. In the drax.
It's the spiny bits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I took some abalone shell, and I've got some purple abalone shell.
Shocker.
Which is really pretty. And what I wanted to do at the start of this...
Yeah. Started off with the best intentions.
At the start of this, my intention was to lay them down so that they looked a little bit like dragon scales. However...
What, actually cover the whole...
Cover the whole sort of spine and tail.
Right.
But unfortunately, I ran out of oomph doing it.
Ran out of oomph?
I ran out of oomph. They kept slipping down and not sitting in place. And I suppose with hindsight, I could have done it with some UV and done each one individually. But I think nobody got time for that. So what I did... What are you laughing at now?
That's my line.
Ain't nobody got time for that. So what I did is I just popped them in there because I thought, you're going to get the effect, and it'll be fine. That was what I thought. Now, once that had dried, I took some tiny Turner.
Yeah. In
the nether colour, which is a beautiful purple.
Yeah.
It's just.
Fair, they're all beautiful colours.
They are, but that nether is like the nether is on another level for me. It just sings to me.
It sings.
It sings to me.
And what does it sing?
La 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 la.
Wow, that was something.
It was. That was something, all right. So. We've just lost all of our subscribers. No, so I took the nether and I micaed the legs.
Yeah.
I didn't do any other parts. I just did the legs because I wanted, nether legs.
Yeah.
And then I give it a little clean up. And then I popped some of, they're sort of a greeny colour. They're not green and they're not grey. They're sort of somewhere in between. But I just thought they look really nice with the purple. So I popped those in.
Yeah.
And as you can see, I'm just literally shoving them in. But I knew roughly where I wanted them to be. But I found the tail on the axolotl was really quite difficult to get in and place things I just did.
What, as in the spine bit or just the tail itself?
The tail itself. I just found it difficult to place it with any sort of accuracy. So I thought, okay, let's give up on the accuracy method.
I thought you gave up on that on the first set of shells.
It was evolving. It was an evolving idea.
Okay.
So at this point, it's fully evolved into the chuck it all in method, which I thought was okay. And
that's
then
your go-to method.
It is. To be fair, it is. Yeah, there's no denying
You'd
that.
start off with the best intentions,
and then I just put some black in.
Yeah.
It was really that simple. And I waited for that to give it a quick squirt of isopropyl, and then I just waited for it to dry. I gave his tail a really good squidge because I thought that looks like a little bubble trap to me. And when I squidged it, I then squirted it out of the mould itself.
Mm-hmm.
So, yay me. Honestly, I am taking your keyboard off you. You can't be trusted. No more editing without adult supervision. Right. So I left that to dry. Now, and this is 24 hours later.
Yeah.
So there's a tiny little bubble there, but I thought it's on the bottom. Nobody'll care.
Nobody'll know.
Now, this mould, I cannot tell you. So this was the first time I used it.
Yeah.
And everyone has said, oh, it's a really nice mould, blah, blah, blah. What nobody had mentioned, which I feel I, must bring up, was that it is an absolute nightmare to demould. You get one bit off.
And it all snaps back.
Yeah. And you're like, flipping heck, this is ridiculous. I mean, to be fair, new moulds are always, I personally find that a brand new mould is always quite a challenge.
Yeah.
For a sort of figurine style. Because it hasn't been stretched or...
I wouldn't know, because every time you get a new mould, you go, you're not touching that.
Yeah, because you put things in them that break it.
Oh.
We've got 2 octopus moulds now because you broke the first one after I'd used it once. So...
There you go, that wasn't too bad.
You've sped that up. So this is the axolotl. And I actually quite like him.
That's quite cool.
I was quite pleased with him. I thought, he's got a hole in his tail where I didn't get the abalone shells right in. But do you know what? This is for me. It's not for anybody else. This is just for me, and I really liked it.
Yeah, I think that looks really cool.
I think the legs, and I really like the shells in the.
I like the effect of the horns. I think those are really cool.
That was a genius idea by myself because it's me. And then
that's what they do.
I am artistic.
They have ideas.
I am artistic. And then I thought, right, I need to make some wings and whatnot. So fortunately, you've got this beautiful mould.
I've been eyeing this mould up for ages.
That's got that you haven't. No, you have. You've used it once.
Yeah.
It's got wings and
it's all the separate parts to a dragon.
Yeah.
But you can assemble it however you like.
Yeah.
So you can have a really small dragon or you can have a really long one. It's really good.
And I thought, I just want the wings. So I got some interference violet and a tiny bit of the violet diamond mica.
Yeah.
And put that into some resin. and had a little stir and thought, oh, that's not sparkly enough. I need more sparkle. So I put a bit more in.
A bit?
Yeah, I like a good amount of sparkle.
That's definitely a good amount of sparkle.
Listen, my dragon my Draxel needs to sparkle.
Your Draxel?
I can't say Draxolotti, it's too long. I've shortened it.
You've shortened it?
I've shortened it.
So by the end of this video, it's going to be called...
Duh.
Yeah.
Duh. So I poured it as slowly as I possibly could into those wings. The one thing I would say about that particular mould is if you're using, say, an interference powder, it's really difficult to see when you get to the top of the mould.
Yeah.
So although I poured it really slowly, I think on one of them there is a tiny bit of overpour because I really struggled to see like the level of the mould.
Yeah.
But I was quite happy with it. And then this is again a day later. And you can see there's bits of there's massive. That's massively overpoured.
That is a little bit. Yeah.
It's a real struggle to see though.
Yeah.
So I think if I do this again, he's going to have coloured wings, like really dark coloured wings,
so you can see.
So I can see them. Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
But I wanted the wings to match the horns.
Okay. Yeah.
Just because, why not?
Yeah.
If he's got, because I can, and you've got to have a coordinated dragon. I feel Draxolotti. So then I spent
a week.
I'm not going to lie, a lot longer than I care to admit, trying to go round and delicately cut the wings, so that they were cut into a wing shape and not, But by the time I got to the little ones, I was like, oh.
Hell no.
Yeah,
let's just going to rip it off. Just what happens.
Rip it off. And what I thought was, if it goes wrong, not a problem. He's a battle-scarred dragon.
Okay.
See, contingency plan. And then I needed to add my wings to the piece.
To the piece?
To the piece.
It's been changed from Draxolotti to piece.
Yeah, the words just get shorter. And I was trying to work out like which way I wanted them to go, and I couldn't decide. I spent much longer. I think at one point I even asked you, didn't I? I was like, and then I was, do I need the little ones? And I thought, well, I've made them, so they've got to go on. And I wanted them to be very. So we play Final Fantasy, and all of the dragons in that have 2 sets of wings.
Yes.
Unlike traditional Western dragons, Final Fantasy is a what type of game is it? A manga game? It's very manga-ish, isn't it? So they have the 2 sets of wings.
Yeah.
And that's specifically what I wanted to sort of represent on this dragon, which probably won't mean anything to most of our audience, but you get the thought process behind it. So I attached it using the bonding UV resin.
Yeah.
Because UV resin apparently is not glue.
Is it not?
Apparently not.
Oh.
But the bonding resin, which is UV, is.
Because it says bonding in it.
Because it says bonding on it. So, so I used that.
Well, top tip there.
Top tip. That is a very sort of in joke, and if you know who you are. You know. If you know, you know. That's for sure. So I popped his wings on.
Yeah.
And I used the bonding just to attach them, and then I used normal UV to sort of.
So that bonding cures in about 5 seconds.
No, it's 2.
Is it 2 seconds?
2 seconds. And then I used just regular UV to properly.
To make sure.
To make sure that they were secure.
Yeah.
And then I'm not, if I'm honest, I'm not happy about how I attached the bottom wings.
I was quite surprised how you attached them, because that is not how I would have done it because that looks more like a spike.
Maybe it is a spike. Maybe it's a cross between wings and a spike. Anyway, everyone's a critic.
Yeah.
So yeah, I attached them, and I'm not 100% happy. So when I do this again, because I will be doing this particular mold again, because I love it, despite the difficulty in getting the thing out of the mold. I absolutely love this mold.
Yeah,
it is. I think this one and the turtle are probably my two favourite molds, to be honest.
So I'm not allowed to use these molds yet, then?
No. Definitely, absolutely, categorically, 100%.
I could make a great abomination out of that.
No. I don't know how else I can say this. No. If need be, I'm going to put them in a lockbox.
Well, maybe we should let the audience decide if they would like me to make a axolotl abomination.
No, because the last time we asked our audience, they voted in favour of the spider clown. So
yeah,
I have lost all trust. Thanks to them, I'm going to be looking at a spider clown for 2 weeks or so. So no, we won't be asking anybody's opinion. We're just going to take my thing and go no.
Okay.
But yeah, I gave him a little smile.
Yeah.
And then I did the chair is not me. Rude. And then
she's battering me with the chair at the minute.
I am not battering you with the chair. And then I took some UV and I did his eyes.
Yeah.
And then I gave him a bit of a suntan under the sunbed.
Yeah. And then glamour shots.
And then it was off to the glamour shots.
Yeah.
So that's our Draxolotl. So if you're still with us at this point, thank you so much for watching.
Yeah.
If you like our creative kind of chaos, do feel free to hit that like button.
And while you're down there, give the subscribe a little tickle. And if you already have,
thank you very much. And hopefully we will see you in the next one.
Yeah.
So bye for now.
Bye for now.